Alright, starting the bread this morning. Alright, so I got my flour. I like to warm my water up a little bit. Mix this up. Alright, been about 5 minutes mixing around. I think we're in good shape. Everything's coming together good. It's kind of dry, not cold, but cool outside. So I don't know how much that factors in. The room is probably around 70. So I don't know how those factor in too much, but just to kind of make a note. So everything's ready. I'm gonna grease this bowl over here. Gonna grease my bowl and put my auto lease in. Then we wait an hour. Everything's looking good. All right, it's been an hour. Flops right out. That's good. Add my flour. Add my salt. About 15 grams. Salt's integrated. Look at my starter today. I fed it around 9 o'clock last night. It's 7:30 in the morning now. It was at that line, and it almost doubled. So I think I'm hitting it at the peak, which is what I want. It's a bit more moist than I normally do it, but this dough is a little bit drier, so it evens out, I think. But I think we'll be all right. But I think we're in good shape. Holds together well. Yeah. All right. So I'm gonna put it in this bowl, cover it up, give it an hour, and then we'll start on our folds. The hard part is over, basically. So I think we're going along pretty well. Do our first fold. Nice and jiggly, feels good. Let it sit for an hour and then we'll do our second fold. All right, fold number 2. It's nice and jiggly. It smells really nice. So we got one more fold, and then we'll do the shaping and putting in Bannington, but we'll get to that. Fold 2 done. One more fold to go. Last fold. I'm seeing some bubbles here. Everything's looking good. Nice and stretchy. nice and fluffy. There's a bunch of air bubbles in it, so it feels good. Gonna let it rest for an hour, and we'll work on shaping it and putting it away to proof. Alright, let's get this dusted up. I just take the extra flour that falls down. It really doesn't need the flour because you want the tension to roll it up. But anyway, let's take this out. I think we're flatten it out. Even it out like that. So we're gonna roll it and flip it in. Looks good. It's all nice and I think it's about doubled in size. You press it in and it comes back up, but very slowly, so it's relaxed. So it was like down here, maybe like here. So it's almost doubled in size. It's nice and flexible. Let's take this off. I put neutral oil on the inside, some vegetable oil, so that way if that happened, it got stuck, it wouldn't leave a mark. So this is great. It's been about 2.5 hours. I'm gonna put it in the fridge and bake it tomorrow. All right, it's the next day. It's around 9:45 in the morning. So I've had the oven preheating for almost just about an hour now. I had a Dutch oven in there. So I'm gonna take out the bread. I'm gonna put the bread on my little mat and then transfer it, start baking. I think we should be in good shape. I hope. I don't know. This is a smaller loaf. I don't know if I mentioned that. This is 500 grams. So the idea is to try to do 1,000 and then cut them in half and do 2 separate loaves. But I want to try to do 500 because I've done 500 before and it didn't really work. I think this one's a little bit better. It did doubled in size like we saw in the proofing basket. So let me get it out and we'll take a look. I really don't think you need to put flour on the silicone mat, but I don't want to have a stuck bread. Even if it just does nothing other than put like a weird stain on the bread, it'll be on the bottom anyway, it doesn't matter, but I just don't want a stuck bread. I had that happen like 4 or 5 loaves ago. So, you see that? It was like here, and it rose to about here. So I'm very happy with that. So, now, let's, okay. No stick, looks really nice. It fits inside of the circle because I didn't want to have like a burnt butt. So you can take off some of that. I think it feels nice and firm. So let me get the lom and cut it and then we'll get moving. Got my lom. This thing works really well. I was just doing it by hand, but this just makes it even easier. So hold on, let me keep this. Let me get my pan out and get ready. set a timer for 20 minutes. This is a smaller loaf, like I said earlier, so a little bit less time will be needed. That's another thing too. I don't want to, because I did it like 666 grams, and then the very top middle was raw-ish. So I did it for 5 minutes, and that took care of it. But I think doing it 500 grams, it should cook okay at 20 minutes. So timer's going, and we'll find out in about 20 minutes what we got. All right, it's about that time. I put it for 15 minutes after I took the top off, but I think it probably needs 12. I think we're good. So I'm gonna go ahead and take it out. See, my ears are starting to turn, but boy, it rose beautifully. Let's go ahead and take it out and put it on the cooling rack. We'll get a really good look at it. Okay, here it is. It looks good. Has some nice bubbles on the side. It opened up really nicely. I put 2 slits and a little X, so they kind of connected, which is good. Nice and hollow sounding. Hollow on the bottom. It's hot, obviously, so I'm not gonna hold it long with my bare hands, but I think we're in good shape. I think everything came out looking really nice, and it's 10:20 in the morning. So now I'm just going to let it cool. Probably try it in about 4 hours or so. Let it get nice and room temperature. Want to make sure the cooking gets done, the baking gets done, and it cools off completely, and then we'll give it a nice cut. So I forgot to do the cutting and all that. I cut it and everything, obviously. I made bread. Came out pretty nice. It was cooked all the way through. Good texture. I'm gonna always toast it or something like that. So came out really good toasted, has a really nice flavor to it. So that was Loaf 42. 42 times, and it doesn't suck, at least. That's something, right? So cheers.